paper arguing that integer addition can replace floating point multiplication in large language models, LLMs, for significant energy savings. The claim is pretty bold. What's the core idea behind this addition is all you need approach?
The core idea is surprisingly simple. They've developed a linear complexity multiplication, L-Mul algorithm, that approximates floating point multiplication using integer addition. The energy savings stem from the fact that integer addition is far less energy intensive than floating point multiplication, especially in the context of massive tensor operations within LLMs. So how does L-Mul actually work? It's not like you can just directly substitute addition for multiplication.
Exactly. L-Mul cleverly manipulates the floating point representation. Instead of performing the full mantissa multiplication, which is computationally expensive, it uses a combination of integer additions and a carefully chosen offset to approximate the result. The paper details the mathematical formulation, but the key is that it reduces the computational complexity from OMM to OM, where M is the number of bits in the mantissa.
That's interesting. But how much precision do you lose with this approximation? LLMs are sensitive to numerical precision.
That's the crucial question. The paper provides both theoretical error analysis and empirical results. Their analysis shows that L-Mul, with a 4-bit mantissa, achieves comparable precision to float 8e4-3 multiplication, and with a 3-bit mantissa, it even outperforms float 8e5-2. Their experiments across various benchmarks confirm these findings.
So they're claiming near lossless performance with significant energy savings? That's a big claim. What benchmarks did they use?
They tested on a wide range of tasks: natural language understanding, MMLU, structural reasoning, big bench hard, common sense reasoning, visual question answering, visual instruction following, object hallucination, and even mathematical problem solving, GSM-8K. They used several popular LLMs like Llama and Mistral.
And what were the results across these diverse benchmarks? Did they see consistent improvements?
Generally, the results were very positive. Replacing the multiplication in the attention mechanism alone, a computationally intensive part of LLMs showed minimal performance loss, often within a fraction of a percent. In some cases, they even saw slight accuracy improvements. Full model fine-tuning with L-Mul also yielded comparable results to standard models.
Impressive. But what about the energy savings? How significant were they in practice?
The paper estimates potential energy savings of up to 95% for element-wise tensor multiplications and 80% for dot products. This is based on the energy cost differences between integer addition and floating point multiplication reported in previous work. They haven't directly measured energy consumption in their experiments, but the computational complexity reduction strongly supports their claim.
What are the limitations of this approach? Are there any downsides?
The main limitation is hardware support. The algorithm is designed to be implemented at the hardware level for optimal efficiency. Current GPUs don't have native support for L-Mul, so the gains might not be fully realized on standard hardware. The authors suggest that specialized hardware would be needed to fully exploit the potential of L-Mul.
That makes sense. What about the broader implications? Could this impact the development of future LLMs?
Absolutely. If this approach proves scalable and robust, it could significantly reduce the energy footprint of LLMs, making them more sustainable and accessible. It opens up possibilities for deploying larger and more powerful models without the associated energy costs.
Are there any other related works that this paper builds upon or contrasts with?
Yes. The paper discusses related work in model pruning, optimizing tensor I/O, and quantization. They highlight that their approach is orthogonal to these existing methods, meaning it can be used in conjunction with them for even greater efficiency gains. They also mention that their method achieves higher accuracy than many quantization techniques.
What about future work? What are the next steps for this research?
The authors plan to implement L-Mul in hardware and develop programming APIs for easier integration into existing model development frameworks. They also aim to train LLMs natively optimized for L-Mul hardware, further pushing the boundaries of energy efficiency.
So the key takeaway is that this paper presents a novel and potentially transformative approach to reducing the energy consumption of LLMs. It's a clever algorithm that leverages the efficiency of integer addition to approximate floating point multiplication with minimal performance loss.
Precisely. The results are promising, but further research and hardware development are needed to fully realize the potential of this approach. The theoretical analysis and experimental results are compelling, suggesting a significant step towards more energy-efficient AI.
It's a fascinating approach, and the potential impact on the field is substantial. The combination of theoretical analysis and empirical validation is strong.
Indeed. The simplicity of the core idea, coupled with the significant potential for energy savings, makes this a very important contribution to the field of efficient AI.
This has been a great discussion. Thank you.